Right, hi guys, this is Tommy Midnight from UKFGC.com doing a report on behalf of the Heart of Gaming here with Mark Starkey, who's aka Firebug. So Mark, basically this is just open today,
Yes.
Heart of Gaming. So what is the Heart of Gaming to everybody who doesn't know?
Well, it's an attempt to sort of salvage the whole offline, I should say, gaming scene. I mean, for the best part of the 80s, 90s, and a little bit of this century, people were going to arcades, having social meetups and everything. And it's like the whole sort of the element of social interaction now, I feel, has really been lost to the point where it's like games are just not as fun as they used to be. You're not meeting people, you're not going out, you're not having good times, you're not living in the moment now. It's like, of course, online has a lot of benefits, but at the same time, sitting at home on a Friday night in your bedroom with a headset on, it's not for everyone.
Right, yeah. I mean,
so the hog itself, I mean, is mostly sort of it's trying to sort of round up all sort of genres and periods of gaming. I mean, most notably the whole arcade thing. I mean, we've got a selection of arcade machines that I sort of managed to acquire from numerous sort of London arcades when they're sort of shutting down, winding down their business or cutting back, and we've kind of thought up a new business model, and we've spent time and money sort of having them repaired, bringing them up to scratch. And I mean, obviously being a player myself, I kind of know the games that people will find popular and the ones that people might not necessarily sort of which would be a waste of money.
Yeah. Fair enough, yeah. So would you say, obviously with there being so many arcade closures now all over the world, and you're getting this kind of thing in the US where they're sort of setting up like arcade stroke console stuff. I see you've got the console room going on as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can cover pretty much everyone's tastes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that we kind of haven't really sort of got on lock and key at the moment is the PC computer gaming side of stuff, and I think once we do that, we'll literally sort of have all types of video gaming going on under the one roof. Yeah. Socially, more to the point.
So do you think there'll be competitions here?
What competition?
Like tournaments here?
Absolutely. Like... The whole idea is that people make use of the venue. I mean, you can organise tournaments a lot quicker, and easier just by sort of calling us or dropping us an email saying, look, I'm interested in this, this is my game, I think I could get this many people down, we need this many setups. I mean, whereas before, with no real sort of place to go that was kind of owned by a gamer, you would, you'd have to sort of negotiate fees and time, and, they're dragging your equipment around everywhere, etc., etc. And I mean, of course, that kind of stuff can put a lot of people off the whole the whole idea. I mean, we're hoping that somewhere like this is ultimately going to make it so more affordable for people to kind of get the sort of gaming experiences that they want. But
I guess because it's a venue run by people who are into it themselves, instead of hiring a venue,
from someone who's just basically aiming to kick you out, sort of like 2 minutes before the deadline, etc. I mean, obviously, we'd never really be that sort of unreasonable, but yeah, no, that's exactly it. It makes life for tournaments.
So just to let everybody know, I mean, on the opening day here, I mean, you've obviously been very busy, so thanks for taking time.
That's all right. That's no problem at all. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, there's what, like 50 gamers across those arcade cabinets, and nobody can hardly get a go at the moment. I mean,
it's really quite emotional when you sort of see people sitting down and sort of doing their thing. I don't know if it's just the overwhelming sense of nostalgia or... Yeah,
it is great seeing all those games being played by a bunch of people who are all waiting in line again to have another go. I mean, you don't see that anymore.
All you need basically is a queue of 50p's on the machine. Yeah, it'll be perfect. But, it's I mean, the way the machines were warmed to today, a couple of them had problems, possibly, but the way they've been warmed to today, I mean, it's only probably a few people less than what's actually in the back room playing their Xbox and their PS3.
Yeah, I think it's pretty even, the numbers. I mean, that's a great thing as well, is that you get the guys who are playing fighting games on console now quite a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then you've got your people who obviously had a bit of an arcade past and then went on to console or whatever. So that being catered for on both sides, you think maybe some console players might come over to play arcade games a bit more.
Oh, that's already happened. You know, I mean, we've got like 18 and 19-year-olds playing like Street Fighter Alpha 2, which they would have been like 1 or 2 years old when they were born, and playing like some of the earlier King of Fighters and everything. And it's really good to see that happening, because it just goes to show, you know, that not everybody will kind of judge a game by its HD graphics, and that was always sort of the issue. Is like, you know, what's more important, you know, decent graphics or decent gameplay.
And maybe sometimes in more modern games they simplify the gameplay a little bit to appeal to a wider audience at times.
Yeah, like in Street Fighter 4. Tournament-wise, there's going to be a lot of that happening here. Yes,
I take
absolutely.
it. So for the fighting game scene, you know, also there's like somewhere to like stay for some people sometimes, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we have some rooms basically that we're kind of looking into sort of having furnished into like potential sort of overnight, you know, for people who want to sort of stay.
I mean, that's great if you're doing like a 2-day tournament and stuff, and you can have certain players stay over nearby if they're coming from far.
We're more thinking that we want to sort of appeal as well to some of the high-profile international players. I mean, if we can, you know, if we can kind of get them sort of over here, you know, they get to literally stay in an arcade for the weekend, etc., etc. You know,
and that can also raise the game of the UK players as well.
Precisely.
That way it becomes a more of a global scene that the UK can take part in, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
maybe even you know, come out on top of it. You know,
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose we've got to do these kind of things to move the scene forward. And having a place like this, you know, this is the only place really around that people can do this. I mean, offline.
Video gaming is dead in central London. It's not financially viable anymore.
It's too expensive to run the places, really, isn't it?
Yeah, then you've got like the ridiculous rates, you know, the staff, etc. I mean, it all sort of adds up, and obviously, you know, we've seen the demise of Trocadero, we've seen the demise of Gamerbase, Casino.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the things that fell before it, like, you know, the what was it, the Namco Wonder Park.
Yeah.
You know, probably the best arcade the UK
ever
saw. You know,
the Brighton scene I know of as well had a thriving arcade scene as well, and that's completely dead. You know, so
it's sad, because I mean, whether or not we thought this would ever happen, nobody really kind of thought about it or saw it coming. It's like, you know, it was always kind of envisioned that arcades were more, you know, would always outlast consoles, and in the end, you know, doesn't happen. New arcade hardware usually measures up to its console counterpart and costs thousands of pounds more. It's not worth it. So, but there are some games, you know, which we kind of offer that were better on arcade, and thus far
and always will be.
Yeah, exactly, of course,
Yeah, because of the standard and technology it was written for at the time.
It just seems that some games are incapable. Street Fighter Super Turbo, for example. I mean, you know, that they've never managed to get that game spot on, and it's been on so many systems: 3DO, PS1, Saturn, PS2. And I think in the end that's why they gave up and just decided to do this silly Flash game remix. What was it?
The Java game.
The HD remix. Yeah. It's kind
it does look like a mobile phone Java game.
It really.
But that's why I set it all to old sprites and stuff like that, and old music when I play.
But then you still got those horrid backgrounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then you get games which are obviously at the other end of the spectrum, like Street Fighter 4, which obviously had the 2012 upgrade. There's another upgrade due for it, and
a lot of people wait to see.
Of course, to spend thousands buying it for the arcade, real waste of time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, for a lesser game.
Yeah.
So I think in here we kind of want to, you know, sort of amass the best versions of the most popular fighters and run tournaments on them.
Yeah, no, I think that sounds like a great plan. So, well, hopefully we'll hear some more from you soon. I know I'll be coming to visit the place loads, so thanks a lot for taking the time out.
Anyway, man. My pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Cheers.